Hi everyone, this is Gail Vihar from momandcamera.com, and today I have a little tip for you in Lightroom about how to remove a color from a specific area of your photo. This is something that I have longed for in Lightroom for a long time. I guess I wanted a little slider that said remove red and I could like paint on a specific area, or remove green and I could paint on another area, but it unfortunately doesn't have that. What it has mostly are really ways that you can remove a color globally, meaning in the whole photo, not just in a specific area. But a few months ago I was playing around and I thought, you know what, I bet I could do this with the brush tool and using the color selector. And I found that it works pretty well, and I've been playing around with it and enjoying that I can make these kind of changes in Lightroom just using the brush tool. So I'm going to show you how I do it. First of all, this photo of my nephew was taken on a day when he was having issues with allergies. And so if I zoom in here on his eye, you'll notice that his eyes are fairly red. Just around in the white part where it's supposed to be white and just underneath. Even a little bit around his eyes are a little bit redder than they probably should be because he was rubbing his eyes a fair amount. And I want to remove that. I don't want that as a part of my photo if possible. So I am going to come over here and raise my brightness to be +5 and then come down here to the color. Now when I click on this, it pulls up, you know, the whole hue of colors that you can select, and I want to select a green color because I know that green counteracts red. Generally, and I think this is true, but you know, research it to verify, but this is what I've found, is that colors opposite on the color wheel tend to counterbalance each other a little bit. So if you look down here in the basic panel, you'll notice that we've got blue and yellow. Those colors are opposite on the color wheel, and blue removes yellow, or yellow removes blue. Red removes green, or green removes red. Those colors are also opposite on the color wheel. And I'm sure that that would work for other colors as well. These are pretty common ones that you might want to remove. So I've selected here about a 10%. I rarely go above 12 and I'm often in the single digits. So that's about where you would maybe want to start out. Remember that you can totally adjust this afterwards because these types of changes can be totally adjusted after the fact. So then I'm just going to start painting on here, keeping that little plus over the areas that I want to remove the red from. And even slightly, I'm going to decrease the size of my brush using the bracket keys and just go slightly under his eye as well. I also noticed that it's red just a teeny bit under his eye, so I'm just going to brush on a little bit right there. And then let's move over to his other eye, and I'll just under the eye a little bit and then come up here and paint on where the whites of his eyes are. And yeah, look at me, I'm right there in its eyeball. Hello! I always find that kind of strange and disturbing a little bit when I find that. Anyway, now if we look at the before and after here, before my brush strokes and after, let's zoom in maybe so you can see that a little bit better. Before and after, you can see how I've been able to remove a good portion of the red that's in his eye, and it still looks fairly natural. It doesn't look strange, but his eyes are no longer as red as they were before. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tip. It's really simple, but it's really been kind of eye-opening to me to know that I can remove a color from a specific area of a photo using that little color part, or that little color selector. And I'm sure this may be really obvious to a lot of people. This might be what it was designed for. I have no idea. It's taken me several years to figure this out. So anyway, thanks for listening. If you have questions, ask them in the comments, or you can check my blog out at www.momandcamera.com, or find me on Pretty Presets every once in a while. Thanks.